The tabernacle. Make the tabernacle with 10 cushions of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn with cherubim woven into them by a skilled worker. All the cushions are to be the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join five of the cushions together, and do the same with the other 5. Make loops of blue material along the edge of the end cushion in one side, and do the same with the end cushion in the other side. Make 50 loops on one cushion and 50 loops on the end cushion of the earth set, with the loops opposite each other. Then make 50 good claspers and use them to fasten the cushions together so that the tabernacle is a unit. Make cushions of goat hair for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 altogether. All 11 cushions are to be the same size, 30 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the cushions together into one side, and the other 6 into another set. Fold the 6 cushion double at the four of join 5 of the cushions together into one side and the other 6 into another set. Fold the 6 cushion double at the front of the tent. Make 50 loops along the edge of the end of cushion in one side, and also along the edge of the end cushion in the other side. Then make 50 bronze claspers and put them in the loops to fasten the tent together as a unit. As for the additional length of the tent cushions, the half cushion that is left over is to half down at the rear of the tabernacle. The tent cushions as to cover it. Make for the tent a covering of arm skins dyed red, and over that covering of the other durable leather. Make upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame is to be 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide, with two projections set parallel to each other. Make all the frames of the tabernacle in this way. Make 20 frames for the south side of the tabernacle, and make 40 silver bases to go under them, 2 bases for each frame, one and each projection for the other side, the north side of the tabernacle. Make 20 frames and 40 silver bases, 2 and each frame. Make 6 frames for the far end, that is the west end of the tabernacle, and make 2 frames for the corners at the far end. At these 2 corners, they must be double from the bottom all the way to the top, and fitted into a single ring. Both should be like that. So there will be 8 frames and 16 silver bases, 2 and each frame. Also make crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on one side of the tabernacle, 5 for those on the other side, and 5 for the frames on the west. At the far end of the tabernacle, the center crossbar is to extend from end to end at the middle of the frames. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Also overlay the crossbars with gold. Set up the tabernacle according to the plan showing you on the mountain. Make a cushion of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted line with being woven into it by a skilled worker. Hang it with gold hookers on 4 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the cushion from the claspers and place the Ark of the Covenant law behind the cushion. The cushion will separate the holy place from the most holy place, but put the ornament cover on the Ark of the Covenant law in the most holy place. Place the table outside the cushion on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lamp stamp opposite it on the south side. For the entrance to the tent, make a cushion of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finally twisted linen. The work of the embroidery. Make gold hookers for this cushion and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them. The altar of burnt offering. The altar of burnt offering. The altar of burnt offering. Build an altar of acacia wood 3 cubits high. It is to be squared 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. Make a horn at each of the 4 corners so that the honors and the altar are of one piece, and overlay the altar with bronze. Make all its utensils of bronze. Its pots to remove the ashes and its sovereigns, sprinkling balls, meter focus, and 5 pans. Make a grating for it, bronze network, and make a bronze ring at each of the 4 corners of the network. Put it under the ledge of the altar so that it is halfway up the altar. Make a polish of acacia wood for the altar and overlay them with bronze. The polish are to be inserted into the rings so they would be on 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. Make the altar holy out of boards. It is to be made just as you were show on the mountain. The courtyard. Make a courtyard for the tabernacle. The south side shall be 100 cubits long and it to have curtains of finely twisted linen. with 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hookers and bands on the posts. The north side shall also be 100 cubits long, and is to have a curtain with 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hookers and bands on the posts. The west end of the courtyard shall be 50 cubits wide and have curtains with 10 posts and 10 bases. On the east end, toward the sunrise, the courtyard shall also be 50 cubits wide. Cur- Cushions 15 cubits long are to be on one side of the entrance, with 3 posts and 3 bases, and cushions 15 cubits long are to be on the other side, with 3 posts uh, and 3 bases. For the entrance to the courtyard, provide a cushion 20 cubits long of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, the work of the embroidery with 4 posts and 4 bases. All the posts around the courtyard are to have silver bands and hookers, and bronze bases. The courtyard should be 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide, with cushions of finely twisted linen 5 cubits high, and with bronze bases. All the other articles used in the service of the tabernacle, whatever their function, including all the tent pages for it and those for the courtyard, are to be of bronze. Oil for the lampstand. Command the Israelites to bring you clear oil of pressed olives for the light, so that the lamps may be kept burning in the tent of meeting outside the curtain that shelters the ark of the covenant law. Aaron and his sons are to keep the lamps burning before the Lord from evening till morning. This is to be lasting ordinance among the Israelites for the generations to come. The priestly garments. Have Aaron your brother brought to you from among the Israelites, among with his sons Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Yezama, so they may serve me as priests. Make sacred garments for your brother Aaron to give him dignity and honor. Tell all the skilled workers to whom I have given wisdom in such matters that they are to make garments for Aaron for his consecration, so he may serve me as priest. These are the garments they are to make: a breastpiece, an ephod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these scarlet garments for your brother Aaron and his sons, so they may serve me as priests. Have then used gold and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen, the ephod. Make the ephod of gold and of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and of finely twisted linen, the work of skilled hands. It is to have two shoulder pieces attached to two of its corners, so it can be fastened. It's skillfully woven waistband is to be like it, of one piece with the ephod and made with gold and with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and with finely twisted linen. Take two onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel in the order of their birth, six names on one stone, and the remaining six on the other. Engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the two stones, the way a gamekeeper engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in gold filigree setting and fasten them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. Aaron is to bear the names of on his shoulders as a memorial before the Lord. Make gold filigree settings and two braided chains of pure gold like a rope and attach the chains to the settings. The breast piece. The breast piece. Fashion breast piece for making decisions. The work of the skilled handers make it like the effort of gold and of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and of finely twisted linen. It is to be square, a span long and a span wide, and folded double. Then mount for rows of precious stones on it. The first row should be carnelian, chrysolite, and barley. The second row should be turquoise, lapsy, lazuli, and emerald. The third row should be jacinth, agate, and amethyst. The fourth row should be topsy, oxy, and jasper. Mount them in gold filigree settings. There are to be 12 stones, one for each of the names of the stones of Israel, each engraved like a seal with the name of one of the 12 tribes. For the breastpiece, make a braided chains of pure gold, like a rope. Make two gold rings for it, and fasten them to two corners of the breastpiece. Fasten the two gold chains to the rings at the corners of the breastpiece. At the other ends of the chains to the two setting, touching them to the shoulder pieces of the ephod at the front. Make two gold rings and attach them to the other two corners of the breastpiece on the inside eagle edge next to the ephod. Make two more gold rings and attach them to the bottom of the shoulder pieces on the front of the ephod, close to the sheen just above the waistband of the ephod. The rings of the breast piece are to be tied to the rings of the ephod with blue cord, connecting it to the waistband so that the breast piece will not swing out from the ephod. Whenever Aaron enters the holy place, he will bear the names of the sons of Israel over his heart on the breastpiece of decision as a continuing memorial before the Lord. Also put the Urim and the Thummim in the breastpiece, so they may be over Aaron's heart wherever he enters the presence of the Lord. Thus, Aaron will always bear the means of making decisions for the Israelites over his heart before the Lord. Other priest garments make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth with an opening for the heart in its scent. There shall be a woven edge like a collar around this opening, so that it will not tear. Make a pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn around the hem of the robe, with gold bells between them. The gold bells and the pomegranates are to alternate around the hem of the robe. Aaron must wear it when he ministers. The sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the holy place before the Lord and when he comes out, so that he will not die. Make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it as on a seal. Holy to the Lord, fasten a blue cord to it to attach it to the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban.
更新啊，现在是，那现在更新啊，升级啊。现在这个升级不了，要把它删掉，然后重新安装一下才可以升级。升级了，不要升级，我查这个显示升级。
Make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it as on a seal. Holy to the Lord, fasten a blue cord to it to attach it to the turban. It is to be on the front of the turban. It will be on Aaron's forehead, and he will bear the guilty involved in the scary the gifts the Israelites, whatever their gifts may be. It will be on Aaron's forehead continually, so that they will be acceptable to the Lord. Weave the tunic of the fine linen and make the turban of the fine linen, the sashes to be the work of an embroidery. Make tunics, sashes, and capers for Aaron's sons to give them dignity and honor. After you put these clothes on your brother Aaron and his sons, anoint and ordain them, consecrate them so they may serve me as priests. Make linen and garments as a common covering for the body. reaching from the west to the high, there, the, the. Aaron and his sons must wear them whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they will not incur guilty of guilty and die. This is to be a lasting ordinance for Aaron and his descendants. Consecrate Consecration of the priests. This is what you are to do to consecrate them so they may serve me as priests. Take a young bull and two rams without defect, and from the finest wheat flour make around loaves without yeast. Think loaves thick thick loaves without yeast and with olive oil mixed in, and thin loaves without yeast and brushed with olive oil. Put them in a basket and present them along with the bowl and the two rams. Then bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance to the tent of meeting and wash them with water. Take the garments and dress Aaron with the tunic, the robe of the ephod itself, and the breastpiece. Fasten the ephod on him by its skillfully woven waistband. Put the turban on his head and touch the scarred emblem to the turban. Take the anointing oil and anoint him by pouring it on his head. Bring his sons and dress them in tunics and fasten covers on them. Then tie sashes on Aaron and his sons. The priesthood is theirs by a lasting ordinance. Then you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. Bring the bull to the front of the tent of meeting, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on its head, slaughter it in the Lord's presence at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Take some of the bull's blood and put it on the horse of the altar with your finger, and pour out the rest of it at the base of the altar. Then take all the fat on the internal organs, the long lobe of the liver, and both kidneys with the fat on them, and burn them on the altar. But brown the both flesh and its head and its intestines outside the camp. It is a sin offering. Take one of the rams, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on its head, slaughter it, and take the blood and splash it against the sides of the altar. Cut the ram into pieces and wash the internal organs and the legs, putting them with the head and the other pieces. Then burn the entire ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma, a food offering presented to the Lord. Take the other ram, Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on its head. Slaughter it, take some of its blood and put it on the lobes of the right ear of Aaron and his sons, on the palms of their right hands, and on the bigger toes of their right feet. Then splash blood against the sides of the altar, and take some blood from the altar and some of the anointing oil and sprinkle it on Aaron and his garments and on his sons and their garments. Then he and his sons and their garments will be consecrated. Take from this ram the fat tail, the fat on the internal organs, the long lobe of the liver, both both kidneys with the fat on them, and the right there. This is the rain for the ordination from the basket of bread made without yeast, which is before the Lord. Take one round loaf, take one round loaf, one thick loaf with olive oil mixed in, and one thin loaf. Put all this in the hands of the Aaron and his sons, and have them wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. Then take them from their hands and burn them on the altar along with the burnt offering for a pleasing aroma to the Lord, a food offering presented to the Lord. After you take the breast of ram for Aaron's ordination, wave it before the Lord as a wave offering, and it will be your share. Consecrate those parts of the ordination ram that belong to Aaron and his sons, the breast that was waved, and that was presented. This is always to be the perpetual show from the Israelites for Aaron and his sons. That is the contribution the Israelites are to make the Lord from their fellowship offerings. Aaron's scarred garments will belong to his descendants so that they can be anointed and um, ordained in them. The son who succeeded him as a priest and come to the tent of the meeting to minister in the holy place is to wear them 7 days. Take the rain for the ordination. Take the rain off for the ordination and cook the meat in the sacred place at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Aaron and his sons are to eat the meat of the rain and the bread that is in the basket. They are to eat these offerings by which atonement was made for their ordination and consecration, but no one else may eat them, because they are sacred. And if any of the meat of the ordination, rain or any bread is left over till morning, burn it up. It must be eaten, because it is sacred. Do for Aaron and his sons everything I have commanded you, taking 7 days to ordain them. Sacrifice a bull each day as a sin offering to make an atonement. Purify the altar by making atonement for it, and anoint it to consecrate it. For 7 days make atonement for the altar and consecrated it. Then the altar will be most holy, and whatever touches it will be holy. This is what you are to offer in the. This is what you are to offer on the altar regularly each day. Two lambs a year old. Two lambs a year old. Offer one in the morning and the other at twilight. With the first lamb, offer a tenth of an heifer of the finest flour mixed with a quarter of the hin of of oil from pressed olives, and a quarter of a hin of wine as a drink offering. Sacrifice the other lamb at twilight with the same grain offering and its drink offering as in the morning. A pleasing aroma, a food offering presented to the Lord. For the generations to come, this burnt offering is to be made regularly at the entrance to the tent of meeting before the Lord. There I will meet you and speak to you. There also I will meet with the Israelite, and the place will be consecrated by my glory. So I will consecrate the tent of meeting and the altar, and all consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Then I will dwell among the Israelites and be their God. They will know that I am the Lord their God who brought them out of Egypt so that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. The altar of incense. Make an altar of acacia wood for burning incense. It is to be square, a cubit long, and a cubit wide, and 2 cubits high. Its horns of one piece with it.